I talked last week about the fact that there is somebody very important to me who I lost, not, death-wise, but no longer in my life in terms of romantically over the past couple of years. And it actually breaks my heart. So we had gone our separate ways. This is making it sound like a mockery of my life, but whatever. We had gone our separate ways, and then I find out that she is going, and we saw each other probably within the year that we had gone our separate ways, and she had some tough times, and I was there for her. And she found this guy that she fell in love with, blah, 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 whatever about him. But she invited me to her wedding, and she couldn't understand why I didn't go. And she had a couple of people call on her behalf to invite me to the wedding because she said that it would mean a lot to her. But I said, listen, I can't do that. I can't go to a anyway, so I found out like her parents hated me and we got along really well, but her parents now despise me because anyway. So it sounds like a whole big soap opera, doesn't it? And I asked, the topic on Thursday was, should I go hang out with her if her husband is there? It turns out her husband, because he's a chef at a swanky restaurant in Ottawa, wasn't going to be there. So I said, sure, let's meet up. And I was out for dinner at a place in Ottawa. And there was probably about 7 or 8 people at the table. And I didn't see, and I told her where we were. I didn't think that she was going to come. And I didn't see her walk in the room. But I saw the people at the table that I was with start to wave at somebody because they knew her. And I had my back to the door, and they did not have their back to the door. But I could put 2 and 2 together, and I kind of figured what was going to happen. And, some anxieties, because that's me, kind of washed over me, all of these different things. And she puts her hand on my shoulder, and I stood up, and I gave her a hug. And she hugged me, and she I didn't know if I should do this. She hugged me for about 2 or 3 seconds. And I hugged her back a little bit, because I thought it was going to be like a friendly, hi, how are you hug. And she didn't let go. And then she started hugging me like tighter. So I hugged her back. And she still didn't let go. And everybody was watching at the table, and everybody knew at the table how I felt about her. And she just wouldn't let go. And it went on for seemed like 10 minutes. It was probably 2 minutes. But she would not let go, and she kept hugging me harder and harder. The reason I'm kind of emotional about it, I know it sounds really, really bad, but she would just not let go. And every time that I thought she was letting go, and I would kind of let go and thought this went on long enough, she would squeeze me harder and hold me tighter. And after a while, I wasn't crying at the time, but after a while, because your heads are against each other when you're hugging. This sounds so pathetic. I know it does. But while we were hugging, I could hear her crying in my ear. It broke my heart. It broke my heart because she was hugging me tighter and tighter and crying in my ear because I'd pushed her away because I didn't want kids. And for other reasons, I didn't want to get married so soon, and I didn't want kids. And so, I don't know, it just broke my heart so much. And she sat down after crying, and she hung out for about 20 minutes, and we laughed and had a great time. And then she got up, and that whole thing happened again. Whole thing happened again of her hugging me and not letting go. Like the way you would, like a hug takes a split second, and these went on for like 4 minutes. And it just broke my heart. And we hugged. She walked out the door, and it just... And then everybody else wanted to go out, and I just wanted to go back to my hotel and get in bed. And then John Moore texted me and told me he was at the Supreme Court and how great it was. But that was my Saturday. And then we went out to a concert. Coming up in the news, a drunk pilot, like wasted. How long was this drunk pilot, this wasted drunk pilot? How much jail time does he get? Coming up in the news in about 15 minutes. It's 1:45. Newstalk 10 times saver traffic.